Hello beautiful people, and it's Crystal Star back again, and in this video I'm so glad to be back. I've not made a video for quite a while. Well, I made one video recently to explain why I've not been here, and if you want to know why I've not been here, then I tell it all in the video, in the previous video, my 100th video. But right now I am looking at the truth, what's going on in the world, and catching up, because I did have a couple of requests, a couple of questions sent to me. One of them was a request for an update video. Now I don't know whether that was a request for a general update or an update on the med beds, so I'm going to do both because I want to look at both anyway. There's a few other things I want to look at as well. Now I've not been, obviously it's a tarot read, I have not been keeping up to date with what's going on in terms of truth out there, getting out there, or the awakening of the world. I've been in my little light work bubble doing the ascension work, but I know there has been a few things going on. I have noticed a few things going on. One question was an update, a general update, and a medbed update I'm going to do. And I've also been asked a brilliant question about Johnny Depp's mum. Is Johnny Depp's mum his handler? And I thought, yeah, I did think that question as we were going through the Johnny Depp stuff, but I didn't kind of get around to answering it, I don't think. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at that. There's also lots of stuff been coming out recently about AI and saying how dangerous it is. So I want to know if this is all part of the uncovering, or whether this is just, well, I don't think it's just coincidental, but I do kind of want to look into that. Is that where we're focusing on to kind of like introduce the next stage, like the AI? There's also been a interview with a BBC interview with Andrew Tate, so it's brought the Andrew Tate things up again, and there's a few things I want to say about that, because as far as I'm aware from the readings that I've done, he's been taken out. He was black hat, he's been removed from the situation, and anything we're seeing is a recording. I'd like to look into that. I apologise, I don't know what the sound is going to be like. I've still not got the microphone working, the clip-in microphone, so I'm using the camera microphone, and I know it's not the greatest, but I'm recording this video really early, so it should be quite generally quiet. Donald Trump is also back in the news as well. And I do want to be having a look at that, what's going on with him, because he was a big part of this. Now, anything you know, please let me know, either on YouTube in the comments or on social media. If you go to my website, starlightworkcircle.com, scroll down to the bottom, all my social media on there, and also more easily than that, you can also find them in the description below, so probably do that, or do whatever one you want. That's when all the links to my social media are. But anyway, the thing I wanted to look at was the Mandela effect. Now, I've had a weird thing, and this has happened for quite a while, but I can't find anything about what I think it is, so I thought I'd put it out there. It could just be I'm remembering things wrong. I don't really kind of go into this, but the Mandela effect, if you don't know, is when part of the population thinks one thing and part of the population thinks another. Like, some people think that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s. I remember him leaving prison and becoming the prime minister, president, whatever, of, was it South Africa? And it's all to do with timelines and being on alternate timelines or merging timelines. Or some people suggest it's the dark hat's messing with history as well. Now, I'm not saying it's one or the other. I'm not going into the Mandela effect. Unless you want me to, leave a comment if you would like me to go into that, because it is quite fascinating. But what I remember is it wasn't Jeff Bezos that started Amazon. I remember a completely different guy started Amazon, and I can't for the life of me remember his name, but I do remember seeing him on TV, and he had exactly the same story as Jeff Bezos. Started in a garage, but this guy looked completely different, had a completely different name. Now, I've looked into the Mandela effect, and it seems like I'm the only one that remembers this differently, so it could be me. But you know, when you get that in your head and it's like, well, no, but I know because I saw this guy in an interview on TV, and it wasn't Jeff Bezos. His name was not Jeff Bezos, and he did not look like that. So I don't know. I'm putting it out there. Anybody else has read anything about this, or if anybody else has had this experience, please do let me know, because otherwise it's just me remembering things wrong or whatever, and I don't suppose it really matters. But there you go. It's been bugging me, so it's out there. Right, what shall we stop off? Let's start off with a general update, shall we? Let's have a look at kind of generally what's going on with the awakening. Are we coming to anything? Is anything due to happen? Because as far as I can see, it seems to have gone really quiet recently. So what on earth is going on with the physical awakening of the peoples of the earth to what's been going on, and the black hats and the white hats? Let's have a look at that and see what we get. Now, I did get something from this. I've just been asked to open another deck of cards, my Work the Light Oracle cards, and see what comes up with that. So I don't know whether there's something here to do with the starseed families and this. I did get last time that it was a little bit to do with, well, that one fell off straight away. Pleiades, there we go, starseeds. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Pleiades. So this is to do with the Pleiadians. I did get that our starseed families had been saying that this can't happen too quickly. We can't be pushed into a fear-based response with this. And I did get, when I laid these cards, 100th monkey, which means to me there's enough of us awake to this situation that it is filtering in to the rest of society as a whole, but it's kind of going in energetically and subconsciously right now. I'm not saying they're not doing anything, because they clearly are. We've got the King of Wands here again. I can't remember what Donald Trump is, but I don't think he's a fire sign actually. But someone is in charge here. Some man is in charge here. I do get that what they're very much saying here is the celebration over the overwhelmment and anxiety, and things are turning round. I get that filtering in slowly is better. I know it's not what we all wanted. I know we as truthers who've been wearing our tin hats for many years, or like me, many decades, wanted this over and done with, just rip the plaster off and get it sorted out. But I get what they're saying is it's certainly been guided. Let's see if we can get another one. The Pleiadians are certainly in on this. And I get what they're saying is, you know, the energy of the earth affects all other planets, all other levels of existence, all alternate timelines, all alternate existences. and, well, that's a weird one, isn't it? The crumbling, which is the tower. What are you clinging on to? Things are changing, but I get what they're saying is slowly. Sorry, what I was saying was I can understand what the Pleiadians are saying is it does affect everything on all levels. The level of vibration that we're on, and if the whole world goes into fear, terror, then it's going to affect everybody and everything else, and the outcome, obviously. There's still some choices, and I get this guy is kind of whoever's in charge, or whoever's in charge of whoever's in charge is still juggling with a few ideas. There's a few possibilities here. But I do think people are waking up. It's kind of trickling down into people's subconscious, and it's kind of building up like that, I guess is what they're saying here. Right, so let's have a look at the med beds, because it might have been me wanting it earlier, but the med beds did not come out when I predicted. Must admit, I have a vested interest. I want the med beds out just like everybody else. Sooner rather than later. I get this is all part of where this awakening is kind of going to happen or not happen, and when they're going to be bringing them out. But I do kind of want to have a quick look around the med beds, and with the first card I'm going to pull is around timing. Although obviously timing is a bit of a sliding scale. Now swords are quite quick. Obviously that's what I want to see. Obviously swords are not as quick as wands. I normally take swords as weeks, but I don't believe the med beds are going to be out in 2 weeks. I hope they are, but I don't believe they are. Usually to me the pentacles are months. I guess I'm just doubtful now and doubting it all. I've pulled the card and that's what I've got. We've got a 2. And that to me is 2 weeks. I don't believe the med beds are going to be out in 2 weeks. But 2 months, 2 years. It doesn't seem to be a long time according to this. So I believe the time is upon us. Fingers crossed. I believe the time is upon us. So let's have a look if we can get anything else about the med beds, and then we'll have a quick look at Johnny Depp and his mum, although they're wanting me to look next at Donald Trump while we're on the subject of world events. Let's have a little bit of a look at, see if they've got anything else to say about the med beds. Now we had the Hermit last time in the last reading. I'm sure it was in that position. Hands up if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember this one being in the last reading as well. This is the white hats here in the past position. Guess they've been dealing with other stuff. Keep getting this lady coming up as well. I wonder whether she's part of the white hats here. They've been dealing with other stuff and moving it into calmer waters. But it is moving forwards. I think I'm just seeing clearing the way, ready for preparing for it. I guess everybody's quite annoyed it's taken so long and they've not been able to bring them out quicker. I got this last time though. But it is going to happen. I mean, don't worry, it is going to be happening anyway. In terms of the med beds, they're clearly working on it and hoping things are going to turn around soon. I don't think there's any definitive answer here, because I don't think they have any plans for any time scale yet. They've clearly got distracted with other stuff over here. Although I say distracted, they're clearly working blooming hard at trying to get things cleared and trying to move things out the way. They are upset that it's not come out, and you don't lose faith, it's going to come out as soon as we reach I'm seeing a tipping point in the kind of acceptance of what's been going on. That's the point when the decision will be made. This goes back to the Pleiades and the Pleiadians again. Yeah. Let's have, I know this is going on for quite a while. I'm trying to speed it up a bit because we've got quite a bit to look at. I might have to leave some of this for another video. Obviously, always, if you do have anything you want to ask, or you do have any information or anything you want me to look at, then please just leave me a message. Leave me a message on social media. Leave me a message in the comments. I'm always interested in stuff that's going on. Let's have a quick look at Donald Trump. What on earth is going on with Donald Trump? I know he's been going through this court case thing, and the mainstream media, the only thing I've seen obviously over in the UK is the mainstream media are slamming him. Oh, he did this. Well, you expect that, don't you? So what on earth is going on with Donald Trump? Woo! Look at that. It's with the star seeds. It's off planet. Doing some interstellar work. This is our off-worlders here. And with it being the star, it's obviously the good ones. I'm seeing a council, a big council, you know, like on, not that I'm a big fan of like Star Wars or anything, but you know when they have the interstellar like council meetings. Wow, was not expecting that, but that was a definite answer because that just threw itself out, didn't it? Right, let's see what else we can get. Now, I laughed when I saw this because we've definitely had that in that position before. I'm pretty sure we've had that in that position, and that was in that position last time, wasn't it? Which is quite funny. These are the bad guys here. I get what they're saying here. This isn't the best course of action. So I get what they're saying here is that, thank you, this is all an expose. With the mainstream media, this is all an expose. As far as he's concerned, things are going well. Things have gone well. Things have worked really, really well, and we've come on a long, long way. I do get that. They're not, I get again, they're not happy with the speed of things, that it's so slow. But they get that there's a lot of options, and it will turn over at some point. There's no way it can't. It will turn over at some point. This will be exposed at some point. But I get they're frustrated like the rest of us at how slow this is. But there are options. There are lots and lots of options. And like I said, it's going to turn over anyway. They get that this has to come out with love. Not using shock tactics, because that's obviously going to plunge the world into contrast energy, which was obviously the plan of the Black Hats. Oh, we've got to raise the love energy first, which is what I do on my website. It's all about alignment. I'm so excited. I'm just about to start my literally on the verge of starting my Awakening and Ascension bundle, helping guide people through that who want to raise their energy and stay in that and get awakened. I'm so excited because I just had a huge, because I've been off working on my ascension, I've been pushing my energy up, and I've just had a huge download about how to approach that. It was really, really exciting, so I'm really excited about that. But I guess what they're saying is we need to be in a higher space of love before we can decide the options. But we're all looking forward, we're moving forward, we're all looking forward to that. I get that they are perfectly aware and perfectly able to monitor the vibration and what's going on with the vibration. Yeah, right. The next major thing was this Johnny Depp thing. What was his mom, his handler? What a great question. Now, I did see something else recently. I kept getting this Johnny Depp's daughter, is it Lily Rose or something? Lily Rose Depp is in a film. The advert kept popping up. I can't remember what it's called now, but Lily Rose is in a film. So she's getting some coverage, but let's have a look at, if you want me to look at that, I do ask, but I think we've got quite enough to look at right now. I think this is going to be a long one, isn't it? Right, was Johnny Depp's mom his handler? This is Johnny Depp, this side is Johnny Depp. And this is his mom. Now this is quite surprising, because I always got the feeling there was some undercurrent, which is why I was so intensely interested in answering this question. I always got there was an undercurrent with him and his mum that we were never actually seen, and I know a lot came out about the way that she treated him. And I get a lot of that as either narcissism or black hat. And I had a feeling, maybe it's just because I wanted it to be, that she was a black hat and she was his handler. Oh, I've just got it's more complicated than that. Right, okay. His mum, who are we asking about? Who exactly is it we're asking about? Because the person who gave birth to him may not have been who he thinks or we think, or one or the other is his mother. Because this is a definite no. This is no. This is no, she wasn't his handler. But I guess it goes a lot deeper than that. Certainly secrets. Certainly secrets. I get the sense that who we're told is his mother is not actually his mother, and that's where the confusion lies, because we're not asking the question effectively. Let's ask the question, the person we believe to be his mother, was she his handler? Now I'm getting a different energy. Let's see what they say about this. Is the person we believe, or we are told is his mother, is she his handler? There's nothing here to suggest that either. But once again, I get this is a really, really complicated situation. He's either telling lies or being told lies. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Sometimes we have to tell lies, don't we, to protect ourselves, to protect our family, even to do the right thing. But he's either telling lies or he's discovering lies. She, on the other hand, is what you can see is overwhelmed and with grief or hurt or upset. She's been working on it, but he's moving into calmer waters. I'm not seeing the answer as being yes here, but I am kind of getting the impression that that's because what they're saying is, even if she was or she tried that, which it's not giving me the impression that she did, he's not being handled anymore. Well, we knew that anyway. they're not giving me the impression that she was, but there's obviously something going on. Maybe I just got the word contact. Maybe she was a contact. Maybe it's the word handler that we're using that's confusing. Maybe she wasn't really that specific chosen role. I get that she was trying to control him in some way, which is not working anymore. I don't even know if she's still alive, actually. We can still get readings for people if they're not here. But this seems to be a present situation. Certainly their relationship, or the relationship that they had anyway. Was she his handler? No, but I get that it's not as simple as just saying, well, no, it's just a normal relationship. Clearly it's not. There's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. Now, I did want to have a look at this BBC interview with Andrew Tate. I don't think I'm going to have time because I do want to have a look at this AI thing. There's been a lot of things coming out, quite shocking sometimes, in the newspapers. Not that I buy the newspapers, but sometimes when I go in the supermarket, I have a look at the racks to see what rubbish they're spouting, just to keep on top of things, because sometimes it makes me laugh. Well, most of the times it makes me laugh. There's been a lot of stuff coming out recently about AI on the internet and in the newspapers, and how dangerous it is and how out of control it is, and some people are saying how wonderful it is. I don't know. Is this AI thing a kind of exposed kind of... Oh, okay. They're saying, of course it is. It's actually working. It's actually working. It may be slow, but it's actually working. It's actually working in changing people, turning people around. Now, whether that's consciously or subconsciously, I don't know, but it's working. And that's what I'm getting here. And they're just saying to me now, it is because of the kind of... Okay, thank you. It is because of the kind of split. Or is it wonderful or is it rubbish? Is it great or is it terrible thing that's going on? It is that this kind of... People are like, what are we being told now? I take it it's slow, or this is because we're in a slow phase. It was part of the plan. It's part of the plan. So they can do something without it being too obvious or too shocking. So they could carry on moving forwards without it being too obvious or too shocking. They've got to keep their mouth shut right now. They've got to kind of keep quiet, build their strength up behind the scenes, and this is part of that. Part of that, getting justice. Obviously the AI is a huge part of this whole contrast situation, even kind of below the reptiles. I'm going to have to finish my Real History of the World videos about that if you don't know what that is, but I believe, and I know a lot of other people believe as well, that it's AI that's maintaining the contrast to the level that it is, and it's the AI that's controlling the reps. So I get that this is a huge part of it. So this is great. The worst is over here. And what are we not seeing? Things are going great. The worst is over. What are we not seeing in the future position? Let's get a clarity on that. The reason I'm confused is because it's in the future position. What exactly do you mean by this? Ah, so there's more to come maybe. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, we're going to need a full spread. There's more to come maybe. It goes a lot deeper than that. I get that they're saying whatever is happening, please remember you are love. the contrast, obviously we were meant to be drawn to a place where we are believing that we are separate from love, where we can experience emotions and situations that are contrast to love, which obviously in reality don't exist. And I get that that's the most important thing right now, is what they're saying. I get that at some point there's going to be more truth coming out. I get that there's like another layer to this that we're not quite seeing. But we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Obviously, we need to be clinging to the truth here as well. Things will be exposed. We know it's time anyway. We know the whole situation is set up for this timeline to be exactly what it is that we're doing now. Letting the images go of what we believed was going on. I must say, something has been occurring to me recently. It's like, since all this started, it seems as though, to me, like technology has kind of taken a step back, not in any kind of noticeable way, but certainly in like its ability to do its job, if you like. Maybe it's just me raising my energy, but electrical equipment always seems to blow up or die near me. And certainly recently it seems like there's been a filter on the world. That's the best way to put it. There's been like a filter on the world that kind of makes it look all shiny and better and quicker and more efficient. And that's kind of been taken off. I don't know whether that's me or not. Let me do one more on this because that's quite confusing. Although I guess what we're not seeing is what we're not seeing, is it? Happy the worst is over. The worst is over. We're not seeing things clearly. What do you mean by this? This is quite interesting because this is the dark hats and this is the white hats. This is the present position and this is what's underlying the issue. So the black hats that clearly set something up. I mean, I get that they're controlled by AI anyway. But the reassuring thing here is the High Priestess, which is all about intuition and your connection to spirit. And this is all about spiritual recognising a spiritual or being given a spiritual or energetic download or information or awakening that's open minds. And this obviously is about change. I don't think there's anything to worry about here. Just keep your balance and keep aligned to spirit and the truth. Keep aligned to spirit and the truth. I get they've got it all in hand. But I get there's probably more even to what's going on than we know. And I get that at some point that's going to be exposed. We know we've got it in hand. We know this is coming. We know the truth. We know the starseeds have got it all in hand as well. Right, well, I might as well have a look at Andrew Tate and then probably split this into two videos. So let's have a look at this BBC interview with Andrew Tate, because I got a long time ago that he was dead. He'd been, the White Hats had got him and he'd gone to trial and been executed, etc, etc, and everything that we were seeing was a pre-recording. Now I get Andrew Tate's quite important because he exposes quite a lot of the black hats attitudes and theorems, practices. I get they've brought it out in a more delicate way, the sex trafficking, the exploitation of women, etc, 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 etc. Yeah, there's my other White Hats card. That's just dripping that information in, isn't it? It's just dripping that information in and coming in for the change here. I get what they're saying here is for me to trust my intuition with this. So I do get that this is all set up as a kind of soft expose, kind of bringing up the topics that they're going to have to be bringing up later on in the more extreme version of what the black hats have been doing. But this is definitely a white hat up and bringing that out. And I get what they're saying here is this is another one of those levels, isn't it, where they can't bring out the guns, they can't bring out the big guns, so we're doing a drip drip drip, like with the AI thing. We're doing a drip drip drip, gently 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 information coming out, which is basically the way the black hats did it, wasn't it? Kind of the programming, the control, the thought control, etc. But yeah, I get that it is definitely a kind of exposing him, because obviously not many people would be able to say, well, I suppose a lot of people would be able to would say that, well, yeah, he's not a dark hat, because I don't believe in the dark hats, but in terms of who he is and what he's done, or what they're saying he's done, because I think he's done a lot worse than what they're saying he's done. But I get that because it's on a I get it, because it's on a lower level, because what they're saying is he's exploiting women knowingly, rather than kind of like, you know, kidnapping them. Yeah, although I suppose it is kidnapping. I'm not saying that it's what they're saying he's doing is not bad, but it can be discussed without it being too shocking to people. Well, it is shocking to people, but you know what I mean. It is being discussed, and this BBC interview is just another expose of that, really. And it is working. It absolutely is working, and it is changing things. Oh, I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to have done these videos. It's been such a long time, and I'm so glad to be back in the swing of it. It's been so much fun, and I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. And I'm just getting a few cards for any final messages here, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're going to join me again in another video. I just want to give these messages here, just get some more cards here. And there are lots of options. We are moving forward, and the choices are about choices in love. And you make your choices based in love as well. Stay in that love energy. Remember who you are. You are spirit, you are love, you are joy, you are peace. If you want to get into my Ascension bundle, starlightworkcircle.com. I should be starting it soon. If you want to sign up for notifications, I will be sending that email soon. It's kind of fallen off while I've not been around. But yeah, you can join me there. And there you go, love. Live your truth and share the love that's in your soul. Final message for you, unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts and past lives. Let the old energy go. We're moving into a new place, and let the old go. We are moving forward. It is happening. We are moving. What more can I say than that? Thank you so much for joining me. So glad you did. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.